Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pi Records in Pi Records Studio, and I'm here with Craig Skelly, who does our Surf Guitar Corner, and we're going to do this next segment, which has to do with uh, product reviews, and the next couple are going to be the Surfy Industries. Today we're going to do the Surfy Bear. How you doing, Craig?
Great, Ryan. Good afternoon. I'm doing great. And thank you again for inviting me into your studio. I invite you into mine. So, as you guys may have seen, I did a piece called Surf Guitar Corner. An integral part of playing surf, not only just of my Surf Guitar Corner piece, is a reverb and a reverb unit or pedal or something. And so the one that I used mostly was this one here, the Surfy Bear reverb. This one, I think they call it the Compact. And I also have a Surfy Bear full size, and then our gold standard really is this 62, 63, somewhere along in there, Fender reverb tank. I'm playing through a Jaguar. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about these reverb pedals in this segment, and then in another segment we're going to move over to a couple of these Surfy Bear pedals, different trem and vibe, which is a totally different deal. So to begin with, I'm playing a 64 Fender Jaguar, and I'm playing it through my 63 Fender Bandmaster with a 212 cabinet. So we're in Surf City. If I pick up a Stratocaster, it'll be that one there. That's my 64 Strat. I wanted to create a sort of vintage vibe for you, and this will do it for sure. So to begin with, here's nothing. So that's just pure guitar amp, no reverb at all. So here's the reverb tank. Here's my 60s reverb tank. So here we go. Settings on about 555. So that's the tank. Okay, now then we're going to switch and do the Surfy Bear. I'll turn the dwell to mix to 0. Now we're going to bring the Surfy Bear online. And this one, we'll start it on 5.555 middle, same as the tank. So it's going to be. Yeah. So now we're going to kick it into gear a little bit. Let's put it on sort of 8 and 8. So we're in Surf City. Pretty splashy. That's what you want to hear out of the tank, is that kind of splash. So now we'll go back to my tank and do the same thing, or the Fender tank. So, the Surfy Bear does an excellent job of emulating a real Fender reverb tank, which is what its goal is. And it is beautifully, what they've done is they have actually put a spring reverb tank in there. So I hope you can see these springs in there bouncing around, because that's what a reverb tank is. That's the magic of a tank right there. So what a reverb tank is, it's actually an amplifier. But instead of amplifying a signal, like a guitar signal, it amplifies those springs. So the signal goes into one side of the springs, it runs through the springs themselves, and then back out the other. And then the amplifier amplifies that sound, that spring reverb sound. And the thing that makes this so special is that it's actually using a spring reverb tank. Pedals generally don't do that. Pedals try to emulate like the horrible Fender FRV3 or whatever that's called.
63?
That one, I had that for a hot second and sold that immediately because what one thing about a reverb tank is what's called the decay, right? So I'm going to give you an example of that. That's this. So this decay, that's what you want to hear out of a reverb tank. You want to hear a nice soft decay. And then with the Surfy Bear, it's so similar. So here we go. And then you want the splash. Which this does so beautifully. So this tank, even though it doesn't have any tubes in it, the Fender Reverb tank has tubes in it. Actually, it amplifies the signal via tubes like an old Fender amp would. This one is all solid state. So what the magicians really at Surfy Bear, Lorenzo and Company, have done is they've been able to really capture the sound of a tube reverb unit and put it into a small, easily portable, reliable. Not that my tanks have gone down, but every once in a while, a tube goes, something goes. They're from the early '60s, so they ancient like me. So anyway, that's this Surfy Bear unit. And if you want the surf sound, like the splash, okay, that's the Surfy Bear. Here's the same lick on the tank on the '60s Fender. So gives you an idea. It's a great sounding tank. We use these in my band and just love them. So the '60s tank, they sell for somewhere around 2,000, Ryan, a couple grand. This one, $400. I don't know what they're getting for them today. I think I paid $350 for that off a guy on Surf Guitar 101, the webpage. So you can pick these up in the hundreds. Really, you can get these in the thousands. So it just gives you a good opportunity not to haul your ancient gear with you and get a really good sound. So I love them. So that's my tank, I think. Yeah. Now we're gonna go back to the Surfy Bear. You're in Surf City all day long. Grab your favorite Hawaiian shirt and grab a Surfy Bear and get into Surf City.
So Craig, what I want to know is, like you said, lugging all that equipment out, the heavy stuff, and it's kind of fragile. What are the, I mean, is it efficient to use that for a live show and the studio? Is it good as well for the studio?
So that's a great question. Studio, you can go either way. If I'm going to go into the studio, I'm going to use my reverb tank. So I'll use the old Fender, but playing live for sure. It's easy, it's compact, it's great. I don't see any problem with doing it either way. But if I'm going into the studio, I want an authentic sound. I'm going to use the gear that Leo invented, right? Along with Dick Dale, in fact, with this reverb unit. So that's my feel on studio versus. But there again, maybe this is a little too noisy for you, and you want the quietness of this newer technology. So it depends on what you're after.
And just to be clear, from what I understand, it's the authentic, not clone, but representation of the Fender reverb tank. That's what the goal was.
And it succeeded.
Yeah.
It not only was a goal, but Lorenzo and company succeeded. Surfy Bear succeeded. I've been in surf bands for almost 30 years with the Breakaways and the Curl Riders, and I was in the Nocturnes for a long time and the Relics, and now I'm in my little project called Little Kahuna, and so I've had a lot of gear over the years. I'm a gearhead anyway. And so I've had a lot of different reverb tanks and reverb pedals and reverb units. And by far, this one too, but these Surfy Bear reverbs are by far the best. And that goes back to Lorenzo, because he's a surf guitar player. So he knows what they're supposed to sound like, because he plays surf and tours all the time. So in fact, I think they're somewhere tonight, or last night they were in Northern California. I think he's from Italy, Livorno, and he's up in Northern Cal tonight, or last night, one of the two, doing a show with another friend of mine, Bruce Brewington. Yeah, so that's why these are so good, is because they actually come from a surf guitar player's perspective.
Awesome. Down below in the description, you can find links to Surfy Industries where you can purchase the Surfy Bear reverb unit. And Craig, thanks for your demonstration today.
You're welcome, Ryan.